Hi, it's Jo Painter here of Confidence Coaching for Women, and it's day 2 of our 5-day career review for 2018. So how did you get on yesterday? Were you able to review your expertise levels? Did you come up with a score for your expertise at the start of the year and your expertise at the end? And most importantly, have you got some actions you can put in place to grow your knowledge and your expertise in 2019? Thank you so much to everybody who commented and sent me messages about what they're doing. It's fantastic to hear the actions that are going on, and it's great for me to feel that I am being heard and the message is getting out there. So please do keep it up. So here we are on day 2. And as I said yesterday, day 2 is all about leadership skills. It's about where your leadership skills are now and where you'd like them to be in the future. So what am I referring to when I mean leadership skills? Well, the majority of you probably are managing a team of some sort, however small or large that team is, and at whatever level. So when we talk about leadership skills, we're thinking about things like communicating and creating a vision. So does your team have a vision of where they're going? Do they understand how they fit into the bigger picture of the organisation? Do they feel involved in that vision? Do they see how it's going to build to create the vision? So your role as a leader is to help them create the vision and to be inspired by it. So how do you go about doing that? Have you been able to create a vision with your team, or is it all a little bit more sort of get on with the day-to-day stuff and see what happens? You'll be amazed how much bought in, how much more motivated, and how much more people work when you give them a vision and help them see that they've got a part in it and that their contribution is valued and is helping towards the organisation's goals. Another part of that is obviously motivation. So if you've got a team, creating a vision absolutely helps with motivation. But on top of that, you've got to think about on a day-to-day basis, how do you help your team succeed? How do you keep them on board when perhaps things go wrong? How do you give them the resilience to step up and still continue? How are you managing to do that with your team? Are you able to show that they've got challenges and targets to hit? Are you supporting them in that, helping them learn lessons when things go wrong? All of that is part of motivating your team. Then, of course, there's actually managing your team in terms of performance and delivery. A lot of the women I work with are exceptionally good at coaching and developing people, but not always as good at managing performance. But managing performance doesn't have to be the big hammer coming down to crush the nut. You know, it's a gentle thing. It's just being very clear on your expectations and being very clear when people aren't achieving them. And it's a process, a journey, not a one-off. So ask yourself, challenge yourself, am I really stepping up with managing performance? Am I helping those people who are underperforming to stretch themselves and really achieve what I need? And am I growing the people who are achieving and performing really well? Am I giving them new challenges to move on with? And as I said, along with managing performance is also coaching and developing others. So that's about growing people in whatever their strengths and specialisms are, or in the direction that they want to be. Are you spending time looking at what people's strengths and weaknesses are, giving them opportunities that will help them grow and help them be seen and be visible in the company? And finally, how does the team work together? Are you a part of that team? Are you seen as being really involved and helping the team bond? Or do you leave them to it? Do you maybe even micromanage? How is your skills around building a team? Do you put time into that? Do you think about how people fit together, how different personalities will work together? So that's really what I mean by team building, by leadership skills. And I'm sure there are many more that you use or know about. But first of all, start with the ones I've just mentioned. Think about what are your strengths and weaknesses with those skills. Which of them are you really good at? It comes naturally to you, it's easy to do and you're quite comfortable with. And which of them do you struggle with more? Does it feel more uncomfortable to have to do some use of that particular skill? Once you've identified which are the ones that are your strengths and which are your weaknesses, it can be useful to also ask other people, ask your team, ask your boss, what do you think about my leadership skills? What areas do you think I'm really strong in, and where would you look for development? It can be a courageous thing to do to ask for 360 feedback like that, but it does give you such a great insight into how your skills are performing and how effective you're being. And then, if you're not actually in a leadership role yet, I'd like you to think about which of those leadership skills do you want to develop first? Which do you feel is a priority for you if you're wanting to move into a leadership role? And if you're completely new to leadership and have a new team, then again, start with one particular one of those goals. It could be around getting everybody on board, having the same vision and building that team. And then start to work through the skills, developing yourselves. So which of those skills you've identified are you going to work on in 2019? Now you've got the feedback, now you've reflected on the skills, you know what they're about, and you understand where you perform in each of them, which one are you going to start off focusing on? And when you've decided that, how are you going to put something into action in 2019 to ensure you deliver that? Are you going to write it into your objectives or your development plan? Are you going to be mentored by somebody? Are you going to shadow somebody? Are you going to get a coach or a mentor to help you? Are you going to go on a leadership skills course? So many ways in which you can develop your leadership skills. So that's it for today. I'd like you to think about each of those skills in turn. Which are my strengths and weaknesses? Where can I develop? And what's my priority for 2019? I hope that's given you many more thoughts on what you can do. And if you're looking to have a really big change in your career in 2019, whether it's to step up to a new role or whether it's to feel fulfilled and satisfied in the role you're in, then I'd love to help you make 2019 your best year yet. You can message me on LinkedIn or Facebook, or you can book yourself a free discovery call. And in that call, we'll talk about where you are now, where you want to be at the end of 2019, and I'll share with you 3 strategies to put in place personally for you to ensure you get there. You just need to go to www.speakwithjo.com. That's www.speakwithjo.com, and you'll be straight on my online calendar to book your free call. Have a great day, and don't miss out on tomorrow when we're going to be talking about being visible in your career. Thanks for listening.